Hey guys, and welcome to another video. In today's video we're going to talk about GoStudent. If you've been following me, you probably know that I tutor through GoStudent. I started doing this back in December and I've been enjoying it so much that I thought I would come on here and share a little bit about how it works, what my story is, and all the details about GoStudent. It all began, I think, at the end of November. I've been teaching since I was 14 and I just thought, isn't there another way? And I had gotten a lot of advertisements about GoStudent and I thought, you know what, I'll just check it out. I also investigated a bit into other online tutoring things because I thought it would work nicely with my schedule, but I quickly realized that GoStudent would be the one for me. Yeah, that's kind of how I ended up here. One thing that I really like about GoStudent is they have this online platform and everything you could possibly need is on there. The first thing I see when I log in is all my sessions that I have planned, which is really nice. If you press this little button here, you can also see my hourly schedule and I can add when I have hours free that I could possibly do new test lessons. We'll talk about that later. Then I have an overview of my students. Entering a lesson is also very easy. You just press that you want to enter a lesson. You tell them which subject. So say I want to teach maths and I want to do that on a Thursday at 1:30. I can schedule in the lesson and the student will also get a notification when that lesson starts. I can see the name of the student. I can see the subject. I can see what time and date. I can also move the lesson, which is nice, and I can start the session. All the lessons are online, which is great because I can literally tutor anyone from anywhere. I have students from all over the Netherlands, which is amazing. They can be anywhere they want, same as I can be anywhere I want. Now, I haven't been traveling like crazy, but it's nice that it doesn't matter if I'm at my own home, if I'm at Conrad's parents' place, if I'm at my parents' place, if I'm in the car. Yes, I've tutored in the car. I can tutor from anywhere, which I really like. All the sessions are on Zoom, which is amazing because you can connect your devices. So I can connect my iPad to my laptop, I can share my screen of my iPad and then actually draw something. So for example, we do a maths question, I can draw out what I'm doing and just visualize it. Especially when you're doing like math things, sometimes it's easier if you can visualize it, if you can see it, because it makes sense that way. So I really like sharing my screen. I can also give my students an exercise to do. They can share their screen and I can see them doing it. One feature that I love is that if they share their screen, I can request remote control. I can take over their computer. I won't do anything crazy, of course, but it's nice if a student is young and they don't know how the computer works, I can do it for them. And also, one other thing that I really love is that it doesn't matter if they share their screen, I can always write on their screen. Say they need to press a button and they don't understand which one I mean, I can draw it on there, or say they don't understand a sum, I can write it down on their screen. To communicate with both the children and the parents, which is very important, and also with the entire GoStudent team, we have WhatsApp group chats. There's two main group chats. One is for languages and one is for all the other subjects. The people that are in there are all the tutors from the Netherlands and Belgium, which is nice because that way if you have a question about an exercise that your students sent you and you don't know how to do it, you can send it in there and you have an entire support system that can help you answer the question. Also, sometimes you're just really busy but the student really needs their lessons. You can ask for someone to take over your student for one or more lessons and the student will get lessons, you can do your own thing and someone else gets to do the lesson. And lastly, you can also, if you for example quit, you can ask for someone to take over your student for the rest of time. Then you get one person assigned to you in the GoStudent team that tells you all the updates. So say the WebApp isn't working or there is a webinar, they will write it in that group chat. No one else can write anything, which is nice because it stays clean and there's not a lot of messages. All the updates are there, so the most important information you'll get in that group chat. You also, of course, need to communicate with the students and the parents. To be able to communicate with parents and the students, they create these group chats. So there's one person in the GoStudent that hooks you up with a student for a test lesson. I meant to add that when a student decides to continue with you as a tutor, the initial GoStudent person that hooked you up with the test lesson will add the students and the parents to the group chat, and that's where you communicate all future lessons, updates, sickness, and anything else that needs to be discussed. The first thing you do when you're hired is enter in the hours that you can work, the hours that you're free. What the GoStudent team does is they get a new student, they need a tutor, they look for the right tutor for that student, they see when you're available and they schedule in the first lesson with the parents. When they schedule in a test lesson, you'll get a text message saying you've been booked for a new test lesson. They will then create a group chat with the GoStudent person and not yet the student and the parent, where they will tell you about the test lesson. They will tell you all the information they have on the students, on what they struggle with, what they need you to do. They might possibly also send some homework, especially when they're in higher classes, they will send some homework, and you will do the test lesson. When you've done the test lesson, you will then have to give feedback. So on the internet, you just write what you've done, what you've discussed, and you schedule in the first actual session. In the group chat, you send a voice memo on how it went, what you did, actually the same as on the internet. Then that GoStudent person will go and talk to the parents again, ask them how it went, and if they decide that it is a good match, it might not be a good match, they might not like the idea of having online lessons, but if it's a good match and they want to continue, they will tell that to the GoStudent person. The parent and the student will be added into the group chat, and that's where you communicate. So the way I go about it with GoStudent is very different from student to student, which is also what I love. For primary school, it's harder for me actually than high school, so we'll start with high school. With high school, it's quite easy. High school hasn't been that long for me. And also in high school, they get homework. So most often what we do in the lessons is either do their homework or review their homework if they don't understand it, or we just discuss the theories of the homework that they did. Whereas with primary school, it's harder because you have to make up your own exercises. Luckily, there are so many exercises on the internet. It's not that hard, and also I can ask my mom for more exercises if I ever need one. I have 2 recordings of students. They allowed me to have their voices in the video. So I will first show you the high school student. In that high school student session, we did her homework. She said that she didn't understand the way the teacher explained it. The teacher is really quick with explaining things. She gets it really quick. If you explain it in a different way, then it's written down. And then she can just do it, which is really nice. There's of course some things that are harder and easier.
Wat heb je al gekeken en begrijp je nog niet?
Ik heb al de theorie gelezen. Ik heb al de opdrachten geprobeerd te maken. Alleen ik snap nog niet zeg maar helemaal hoe het werkt.
And then I have the South African family, which I really like teaching. There are 3 sisters, and I have a recording of the primary school student, which is the eldest one of the 3. She has a tendency to talk English with me, and for this time I decided to also talk English to not have to write down subtitles on every single thing. We did some Dutch exercises at the moment that I was recording. We gave all the words in sentences a name.
How was school?
It was good.
Yeah, did you learn something new?
No, not really.
No! Then what did you do in school today? So, in Dutch it would be de, het and een.
Oh yeah, thanks for reminding me.
No problem.
The thing I also really love is that you actually build up a real connection with the student. It's one-on-one, so it's a really personal connection. They know they can always ask me anything, whether that's about their schoolwork or personal. I really don't mind. It gives them a piece of trust as well. Also in the test lesson, I asked them a bunch of questions to get to know more about their hobbies, what they like, what they dislike about their family. I always give them the opportunity to ask me whatever they want. Some students take me up on it, some don't. Some have really funny questions in the beginning of the session, which is always really fun. With primary school students, I allow them to draw on the whiteboard because Zoom has the option to do a whiteboard, and we can literally do whatever we want on there. So we can do hangman. I've had coloring competitions. I've just had a chat with a few students, and it's just really nice to round off the session. You get really funny drawings from it. You also get to know them really personally, which is really nice. You build up such a good connection that they will ask you at the beginning or at the end of the lesson, can I show you something? And they'll show me like beautiful drawings or things that they made in school or at home, and it's just, I love it. It's so much fun. Yeah, that's kind of what I had to say about GoStudent. I really like teaching with GoStudent. I will definitely try and open my hours so that I can have more students next school year. It's just amazing. I love it. I hope you enjoyed it as well. If you want to check out GoStudent, definitely look at the link in my description. I put all their information there. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a big thumbs up, and I hope to see you next time. Bye guys!